Hi guys, so I'm doing something a little bit different today. The YouTube channel name is Misha's Manic Musings, so it's been a little bit all of the same at the moment, so I thought I would do something more about one of my other loves in life. Apart from makeup, apart from books, which will soon be on the channel I'm sure, my other love is films, as you can gather from what we're looking at here. Oh, Laurel and Hardy down the bottom there. There's quite a few, and they don't all fit in the shot. But I'm gonna I don't want to do about too many of them. I thought I was going to break it down into sections. So on the top left there, that's all my Disney animations. So we've got Blu-rays, Steelbooks, and one DVD because I can't find it on to purchase as a Blu-ray or as a Steelbook, which needs to be sorted out quickly. So I was thinking I was going to do those first because they only go to about there, and then the rest is TV shows to watch. And then the next couple of rows down here is Blu-rays. I don't have a big collection. I've only been collecting them for maybe a couple of years now, something like that. So I don't have a big collection. And then along the very bottom row that you can just see is TV shows. That's also TV shows in there as well that I need to watch. And then there's my DVDs, which I'm gradually cutting down on. The ones that I can find on Blu-ray, unless the extras are different, I just get rid of the DVDs. But apart from that, that's them all. So that's just a quick overview. Let's get into the actual video. So what I'm going to start with is my Disney Blu-rays, 1 DVD, and Steelbooks. Now Steelbooks, a friend got me into and I really liked them, and that's been it. Now I've mainly been getting them from Zavvi, which I know there's some people out there that don't like Zavvi for particular reasons. I like them because I can get my Steelbooks from there. Plus they quite often have good prices. They beat Amazon, for example. So first things first is 101 Dalmatians. Now, this isn't my favourite, I have to say. I'm not the biggest fan of 101 Dalmatians compared to the newer films. I think if they remade this as an animation, I think it'd be pretty good. But at the same time, would you really want it to? I mean, as everyone says, it's a classic. But I don't know, I do tend to find that the earlier ones about animals are not my favourites. Number 1 on my list because I have them all set alphabetically, and this is all just the animations mainly. I don't think there's anything like Armageddon in here or National Treasure, anything like that. The one thing that does annoy me about the Disney Steelbooks are the numbers are never in the same place, which annoys the heck out of me. Or they don't have the numbers at all. It's either one or the other. You either have it on the spine or you don't have it on the spine. It's not rocket science, is it? I have a feeling this next one I had to actually get from eBay. Simply because I couldn't get it from Zavvi. I think it's been released on Zavvi before, but then you know what it's like, they go quickly out of print. But you'll see what I mean here. There is no number on the spine, which is a pity because that's the second one in, and it kind of ruins the whole look when it's out. It's a pretty basic, pretty Pretty basic inside there. I don't know as well, the artwork on this, something about a lad in there that doesn't look quite right. I don't know, something's not quite right about that. So, Alice in Wonderland is not my favourite book, and it's not my favourite film. I've never liked this film, so I'm unsure as to why I actually bought it. Hey, a number. But it's this one and Dumbo and Pinocchio. Those are the three probably worst Disney films for me. There's another code. It's not the most inventive of backgrounds, but what can I say? I did try rereading Alice in Wonderland a little while ago, and I honestly don't like the book. Now the thing with Steelbooks as well is I try and keep them sealed until I watch them. So that way if I do decide that I don't like it and I'm going to resell it, then they're still in perfect condition. I have thought about getting the covers, the plastic covers for them that keep them protected. But I've got so many Steelbooks now, I don't know if it's worth it. Maybe you guys can say yes it is worth it, or no it isn't worth it. But next up is one of the ones that probably doesn't get the credit that it deserves. I actually quite like this film. I like Anastasia. I saw it quite a while ago. I got it on Love Film, I think, and then I bought the Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it again since. But this is one of the few Disney Blu-rays that I haven't actually got converted to a Steelbook. I don't know if it ever will come out as a Steelbook, but again, no number on the spine. Which is probably because, along with those, the other ones that I haven't actually liked, Hunchback of Notre Dame for example, Treasure Island, that kind of thing, this doesn't get the recognition it deserves, and it really should. The List of the A's, another animal one, which I actually don't know if I like it all that much. I haven't seen it often, maybe only once or twice, but I remember being quite bored by it at the time. Must have got rid of the code in here. But the problem with some of these early films, well not early, but cheaply made films, is that there's a lot of scenes that you recognise from different films, such as The Aristocats, Robin Hood, Jungle Book as well. There's a lot of characters from the Jungle Book that appear in Robin Hood, and it's strange that I suppose at that time it was cheaply made. Now this one I haven't watched since I actually purchased it. It is still sealed, as you can see. Another one that's not particularly my favourite. It's alright, but I find for some reason the voices in this, it's just a wrinkle in the plastic, I find the voices in this quite annoying. I don't know if anyone else has found that, but it's again one that is considered a classic. But maybe one day I'll get around to watch it again. But in the meantime, it's staying sealed. This is one that is also still sealed, the one that I had to grab as soon as I saw it available. As you can see, still sealed. Number 30. At the time of recording this, it's April 12th, 2017. Just in case you're curious, if you're watching this a million years in the future. I have not yet seen the remake, and I am not sure if I like Emma Watson as Belle. I honestly don't know if she can pull it off, but I'm reserving my opinion until I actually see the film. I have pre-ordered the Steelbook from Zavvi, so hopefully I'll get to see it soon. But I always like Cogsworth. He was my favourite. This next one is actually one of my favourites, Big Hero 6. I wasn't thinking I was gonna like this. I was a bit unsure before I watched it and at the time of purchasing. See, the number is in a completely different place, a completely different style, if it'll focus. But it was a good film. I love Baymax. I have a t-shirt with Falalala. I can't say it. But you know what I mean. I have a t-shirt with that on it. I love Baymax. I think he is one of the greatest characters to be introduced into a Disney film. And yeah, it's great. Look how cute. Oh, it's Baymax. I always keep the 3D discs behind because I don't have a 3D TV and 3D gives me a headache. So it's always in front. But if you have not yet seen Baymax, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. Oh. Of the past few years, Brave and possibly 2 other films are up there with Big Hero 6 for me. Brave is brilliant. I love Merida. She is just brilliant. There is no actual number on this one, which is disappointing, but being Scottish, in case you can't tell, I wouldn't say Brave is brilliant, but to me it's brilliant. I mean, the hair there, if you compare Merida's hair to some of the early, like Cinderella kind of thing, that would have just been a block of hair right there. The amount of detail that's gone into the strands and everything. And I also, there's another film coming up which I've just got, which is my newest baby, which they have also done wonders with the hair, and I really like it. I haven't seen this one, as you can tell. I have never seen it. I bought it and I've never got round to watching it. And there's the difference in the number again. If anyone's seen this, please let me know if it's good and if it's worth a watch. It's not one I'd actually heard of before I saw the Steelbook, which was quite strange. I was expecting to have heard something about it, but I don't know if that was just me, if I wasn't aware of it at the time. Now I actually have 2 versions of the next film, which is quite bad. So I've got Cinderella, which you can see, block of hair, like no real design apart from around the edges. I've seen this about 1,000,000 times. Gus Gus. Gus Gus will always be my favourite character. I did see the live action version and bought the Steelbook and sold it straight back on after watching it because it was actually terrible. I really didn't like it. But then I also have the trilogy on Blu-ray. So this is the 3 films. So the second one is nonsense basically. It was one of those straight to DVD ones. Twist in Time is actually good. If you haven't seen it, it is one of the best Disney sequels that I've seen, and I don't tend to like Disney sequels. I think they're unnecessary. Let's face it, Pocahontas 2, completely just not historically accurate, which I'm sure the original film is not historically accurate, but that's the only reason I have the Steelbook and the Blu-ray, is because I like a twist in time. Second one, you can watch it if you need to, but I wouldn't recommend it. The only one I would recommend is A Twist in Time. I've spoken about this one already. I don't like Dumbo. I actually don't know why I've got it and why it's unsealed. Correct format that I like. Dumbo for me, it's a Disney movie or words. It's not the best. I mean, for starters, this Steelbook has had nothing gone into it whatsoever. There's not even a design on the other side. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I haven't seen it in quite a few years. I would like to go back and revisit it, which is probably why I've bought it, to be honest with you. That's quite nice, but could they not have made it a little bit embossed or something? I always said I've said for years that I don't like the drug references in this. I don't like the pink elephants. I don't like that whole dream drug sequence. If that had been cut out the film, would it have been a better film? Quite possibly, yes. And I probably would have enjoyed it more. But that doesn't make any sense to me. And for this one, I think they could have had a little bit lower of a J card here, whatever it's called. Just because it's covering up. You know what, I can't even remember his name, that's terrible. But they could have had a little bit lower down.